Hi everyone, Amanda Jane here, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to crochet this lovely face scrubby. It's perfect for taking off makeup or just maybe using that exfoliating cream and then rinsing it off. But they're really fun, they're nice to give away as gifts, and they're super easy. I've got two examples here. This first one is made with double knitting weight cotton, and this one is made from Aran weight cotton from Love Crafts. And we're going to do an Aran weight one today. Now, I think that it's best to go down a hook size for this and use a 4mm crochet hook because it just gives you a little bit of a firmer fabric. So let's get started. You're crocheting in the round, so we've got to start off with a little circle, and to do this we're going to do a magic ring. Hold the tail of the yarn between your thumb and your first finger, and then wrap the yarn around your first two fingers twice in a shape of an X, and tuck the working yarn away under the last two fingers. So you've got this X here. You're going to go underneath the top right leg of your X, over the top left leg, and pull that through and twist to make a loop on your hook. You're then going to go underneath the top left leg again and just pull that loop through the hook, the loop on the hook. And as you pull the tail, so that little ring will get smaller. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do 2 chain, one quite tightly, not too loose. Now, in the center we have got 6 double crochet. That's in US terms. So we want 6 doubles all the way around. Now this one, these 2 chain counts as 1, and we're going to do a chain in between. So we need to do 1 more chain to represent a chain space, and then we're going to do our doubles. Double, okay? Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and 1 chain. So we've got a little gap in between those starting chains and that first double crochet. Another double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and a chain. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, and a chain. Again, another double crochet. Remember, that's a treble in the UK. I think we need 1 more, and we have a little count up, 1 chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that fake one with the 2 chain and the 1 chain space. That's right, we've got our 6. Now it's going to look like it's curling up when you join this up, but don't worry, it sorts itself out. Now, in the second chain that you did, you're going to do a slip stitch. Insert your hook into that second chain, yarn over, pull through, and pull through the loop on your hook. And that's closed up our little circle. So we've got 6 spokes to our wheel, and it looks like it's curling up. Don't worry about that, it will work. Now in the next round, as you can see here, we've got these pairs of puff stitches. So this is a puff stitch or a bobble stitch. I mean, technically they're slightly different. We'll call them puff stitches today. And the way in which we do this is very simple. Now each of these puff stitches is worked into the gaps between the double crochet from the round below. So in each of these gaps just here. So let's start our puff stitch. We're going to start by doing 2 chain to get to the height of this round, and we'll start with our puff stitch in the gap after these chains. And to do this, it's a lot of yarn overs, so beware. Yarn over, insert your hook, draw up a loop. Yarn over, insert your hook, draw up a loop. Once more, yarn over, insert your hook, draw up a loop, and you'll have 2, 4, 6, 7 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all the first 6 loops. Now my cotton is splitting slightly. You then finish it off by doing a yarn over and through 2. Okay, now we need to have 1 chain, and we're going to do another puff stitch into the same space. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over. So this is the 3rd time, so you do that 3 times. Pull through 6, yarn over, pull through 2, and that draws these together neatly. 1 chain. Now we're going to move on to our next gap from the round below, and we're going to do 2 puff stitches in there with a chain stitch in between. 1, 2, 3, yarn over, pull through 6, yarn over, pull through 2, and a chain. Another puff stitch. 1, 2, and 3. See, I'm giving it a little tug to pull it away from my hook. Move on to the next spoke. Need a lot of cotton for this, but the cotton yarn is relatively inexpensive, so don't worry about using a lot of it. It's, you know, it's not expensive. And a chain, yarn over once, a bit of fluff there, sorry, yarn over twice, yarn over 3 times, even it all out, jiggle your hook through, and then finish off and chain. So that's another pair, so that's 3 pairs. We're just going to go around. Now, of course, we're using a smaller hook than recommended, so that means, you know, we are creating quite a nice dense face scrubby, so that it's got some texture to it. And of course, these are going to go through the washing machine on a regular basis, so you need something that is not going to wear out too quickly, and it gives you this really nice texture. Just a few more to do. Rather than stopping and starting the video, we'll just continue. And these are lovely gifts to give away. 1, 2, and 3. Maybe children would like one. You know, they don't like having their faces wiped, so maybe something fun would be good. Fun colours. They could choose the colour for the day and actually get their little faces wiped. Lovely and soft, rather than using a chemical wipe. Also, this is, you know, biodegradable, recyclable, and means you're not buying cotton wool. 1 chain, and now we're ready to join up our our second round. So we do a slip stitch into the top of the first puff stitch, like so, just a straightforward slip stitch. And we're ready to go on to the third round. Now the third round we're going to learn a new stitch again. We're going to do what's called a cluster stitch just here, and these are they're sort of similar to the puff stitches, but a cluster stitch tends to give a flatter stitch, and we're doing a 4 double crochet cluster stitch. You can have a 2 double crochet cluster stitch, 3, 4, you could even go up higher, but we're doing 4 today, and we're going from our 6 pairs of puff stitches to 12 cluster stitches. So you're going to do 1 between each of these puff stitches from the round below, again going in the gaps, which makes it much easier than going into the stitches. Like before, we're going to do 2 chain to start with to get to the right height, make them quite discreet, and then we'll start our cluster stitch just after the chain from the round below. Again, you're going to need quite a lot of yarn. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. So it's like you're starting a puff stitch, but you nearly complete a double, but you stop there, yarn over again, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, through 2, yarn over and through 2, 4 on there. Now in this first one, because you've got this chain here, I'm going to finish my cluster stitch now with those 4 chain like that, because it's about the right width for my cluster stitch. So draw through and then draw through with another chain, and you're going to do a chain, an extra chain, and move on to the next gap. So let's go through this one. So that's got 3 unfinished double crochets drawn together. This one's going to have 4. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, through 2, yarn over, 3, and again 4, yarn over, pull through all 5, do a chain and a second chain. So you can see that that's got 4 double crochets, this has got 3 plus the beginning chains, so that they're roughly the same width. Oopsie daisy. Now you might want to use mercerized cotton which doesn't split. That's a way of treating cotton so that there's no splitting. And this does not want to go flat. We'll hide it in the next round. So again, insert your hook, don't finish, insert your hook, pull up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, 4 loops on the hook, so we're ending with 5 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 5, and then a chain and a chain for a gap. Move on to the next gap. 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over, pull through, chain and a chain. You can check your work that they're all the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all of them, 1, 2. You need a little mantra for every different stitch in crochet. Yarn over, pull up a loop through 2, 3 loops on the hook, 4 loops on the hook, and 5 loops on the hook. But you rarely do 5 loops on the hook, you know, the four double crochet cluster. It's quite unusual, but it just fills in these gaps really nicely between our puff stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you don't want to make, when you pull your loops up, let me just show you, pull it away from your work and don't make this first bit of the double crochet too tight. You want to pull slightly away. It'll help you when it comes to trying to get your hook through all these 5 loops, so you've got enough room. You see, even there I didn't quite have enough room and I'm having to wiggle through. There we go. So we are just over halfway round. I'll just finish these off and then we'll move on to our last round, which is a round of half double crochet. So the good thing about this little pad is that it helps you practice quite a few stitches, different crochet stitches. So it's a very good way of improving your skills and creating something that's useful or giftable. It does take a bit of effort to get that through. There we go. And I did that wrong because I ended up doing a puff stitch. We'll keep that in, we won't edit that out. So that's what happens when I'm talking and not concentrating. 1, 2, 3, 4, through, 1, 2. Yarn over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, that doesn't want to go through. There we go. Two. So we have one more, and then we join our circle together with a slip stitch in the usual way. One more, like so. 1 and 2, and I like to join to this stitch just here. Keeps it nice and taut, and we are now on to our last round, which we're going to do half double crochets all the way around. So we do 3 into each of our gaps. So let's start with a chain, and we're going to do 3 half double crochets in each gap. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all three all in one go, like so. I like it. It's a very nice stitch to do. It's a very quick stitch and I use it a lot. You can do back loop half double crochet, front loop half double crochet, lots of choice. 2 and 3. So there's no chain in between. You're just simply doing 3 in each gap. Again, you don't need to crochet too tightly because you're using the smaller hook for the weight of the yarn. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 and 3. Now it is curling up, as you can see, but trust me, once you have finished, maybe dampened it a little bit, it will lie flat. So don't worry about the curve on it at the moment. 1, 2, whoops, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now you could use a very fine cotton and do more rounds. You could become inventive, make up your own pattern. But this seems to work well both for double knitting and for Aran weight cotton. The more you use it, the softer it will become as well. Just got a few more to do. 1, 2 and 3. Last group of 3. 1, 2, 3, and then we'll join into the top of the first half double crochet, so it's slightly to the right of this stitch. So that's the first double crochet just here. I might just go into the back like so. And there we have our finished orange face scrubby. I'm going to use a pair of scissors, give myself a good long tail, and then just pull this through. And we just finish this off with our tapestry needle. It seems to have quite a small eye. There we go. And we'll go through the next stitch like so, and then down into the stitch behind like so. And then we have to hide our ends away. Now, as with all crochet, what I'd advise you to do is to push your needle backwards and forwards underneath a few stitches 3 times in different directions, and that will mean that it won't work its way loose, because crochet does tend to have that ability, and this is going to be used quite a lot, so you really do need to make sure that you spend a little bit of time weaving in your ends to make sure that they're hidden and that they're not going to come away. You can spend more time doing this. I'm just going to go back that way. and then just snip off that end like so, and then we'll just weave in the one in the center. Pull your magic loop tight, thread your needle, and then we'll go just through these stitches. And if your cotton has parted, once it starts to be washed, it'll start to go back together again. The strands will go back together. So make sure your tail is woven in. A few directions. Trim off that. So you could make a few of these different colours and they'll look great. So just give it a little stretch just to even out the stitches. Rub it through your finger and thumb like so. And there we have 3 different colours in 2 different weights of face scrubby. So I hope you've enjoyed this short video and that you'll make lots of them yourself and enjoy using them. It's a great practical thing to make, and actually it would even make a nice coaster, so you could make a few for the summer for your drinks. So thanks so much for watching. Press subscribe and the bell for notifications of upcoming videos, and give us a thumbs up. That spreads the word. I look forward to speaking to you very soon, and have a great day. Take care. Bye.